Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Planescape, and this is the Dark of the Cage. Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of the Dark of the Cage. I'm Pete, the Games Master, Dungeon Master.
Hey.
And in a moment we'll go around and everyone will tell you who they are and who they're playing. But before we do, please don't forget to check out all our social media links below. Also check out our Discord. We've got lots of people on there talking about maps, role-playing, a little bit of LARPing, and some other games. War games and board games going on. So please go and check that out. There's a link below. Also, we have a Patreon. All those people who support us to help us get the kit and equipment, the games, the dice, everything that makes this channel...
And things.
Yes, everything that makes it a bit better for you guys. Thank you. Please go and check that out because we also give out free maps, adventures, background stuff for our shows.
Dungeon-themed character sheets.
That too.
And giveaways.
And giveaways, yes. Well, I also do adventure locations. We've got a giveaway on at the moment. Yes, we do. For a Salute special miniature, which we've got going on here.
An exclusive thing from the United Kingdom, made by Warlord Games.
Thank you, Roger. And that's going on over on Twitter at the moment until the 12th of May. So hopefully you've got on here to see this before the 12th. So we've got that going on as well. Also, from our Patreon, we donate 10% of all the money we receive to Diabetes UK. It's a cause that's very close to our hearts. And we also have a Just Giving page, which we've got a link for below. Please help us to support this awesome charity. Although not all our viewers are in the UK, it's a great cause. And there's lots of research going on into how to help people administer this very difficult thing to handle. My nephew, who's like 4 or 5 years old, has had it for the last couple of years, type 1 diabetes, and it's a very grueling experience for parents and children together. But anyway, yeah, all the help that we can get, we thank you very much in supporting that great cause. What else do we have to talk about? The Thornless Rose.
Yep.
So right now, as this is probably out on Saturday, there is a Kickstarter going on for the Thornless Rose D20 dice bag, which we have here.
We've still got them.
Da, 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 da.
Freaking Death Star.
So, yeah.
That's no moon, it's a dice bag.
Yes. So these are really cool. I've got...
And available in grey.
Available, yes.
Available in many colours.
Oh, yeah.
Including... oh, hang on. Let me get this.
A red one.
A studied
It comes in
scarlet.
red. It comes in a lot of colours.
I wanted a red one. There you go. You get these dice kits, which allow you to assemble the
Don't worry.
the final piece.
They do come with instructions.
There are some very handy instructions,
We haven't lost them yet.
which I think
Which is
even
lucky.
I will be able to follow.
And if Pete can do it, anyone can.
Absolutely.
Oh.
No, absolutely. Yes, this is really cool. These dice bags are awesome. Everyone should get one. And everyone should support the Thornless Rose, our friends and sponsors of the channel. It's going live May the 10th, as we said, so that's Friday. So this is probably out on Saturday, so it will have gone live yesterday.
I'm sure there'll be a link below.
And if you're watching this at some time in the distant future, then unfortunately you have missed it. But you probably can get one at
From the Thornless Rose directly.
Exactly. So check out these awesome leather D20 dice bags. They are really cool, and I'm looking forward to finding the time to put mine together. Cool. Okay, what else do we have to talk about before we get on with the show? Is there anything else?
Check out our other shows.
Check out our other shows.
Star Trek Morpheus.
Yep.
Scion Vostok's Chance.
Yep.
And Dark Heresy on the Edge of the Emperor's Light. As well as our older shows, Mages and Monsters, the Mage Ascension game, and Flint and Steel, the Warhammer Fantasy roleplay game.
Flint and Steel! Yes.
That.
Yes, that one.
It's
So
like someone's watching this is the first video they've ever watched. And they've not seen
and
Flintstones.
they will have no idea.
No
what it
idea
is.
what that is.
Yeah, that's I shout that at the beginning
Yeah,
of every episode.
go check them out. There'll be links.
What was cool was that was about episode 3 of season 1, and I just did that, and no one was expecting it, and I think I freaked them out. And then afterwards,
And you went, I like scaring my players.
Yeah,
Let's do that again.
absolutely. Well, it kind of woke them up at the beginning of the session, so you know.
Personally, I was snoozing.
I wasn't even there. I do it in season 2.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. Okay. Well, then, without further ado, we shall begin on my left with.
Hi, I'm Leon, and I play Heskin, a kobold bard.
I'm Sam. I will be playing Echo, a Tabaxi druid.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Hriak, the half-elf sorcerer.
And I'm John. I'm playing Jofiel, the Azamar Paladin.
Cool. How do you pronounce your character's name, Roger?
Hriak.
Kriak.
Hriak.
Cool.
Get the phlegm down in the throat. And
What was
No,
it
you
said
don't need
earlier?
phlegm.
Sounds
Hriak.
like a haunted door.
A haunted door.
Yes.
It's appropriate because that's how you entered the setting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Kind
So
of.
I'm going to roll a die to see who's going to do a recap
Oh, gosh.
of episode 1.
It's the
May-
bard.
It may have. No. Oh, yes, it is the bard.
Yay!
Sorry. Yes.
Hooray!
It's not me!
Don't worry, we can all chip in.
Okay, so it starts in the plains,
Yeah.
and then you're looking this way, and then suddenly a ship comes rolling overhead. Like, it's like the beginning of Star Wars, that's what we're going. And that was like a spelljammer vessel with a load of hobgoblins on it, as far as I understand it. And Heskin, I was a prisoner on the ship, and then there was Attila, played by Simon.
Who
He
can't be
had
here
a
today.
fight with another ship and ended up on the spelljammer ship.
He's a giant hippo rogue.
He broke me out, caused some fuss with the hobgoblins. The hobgoblins were distracted, and Attila crashed the ship through a weird portal, and it started coming down into a lake. But wait, there was also Hriak, who was a fellow being chased on the planet of
Athas,
Athas.
which is the dark sun setting.
And he was running for his life away from some people, and then
Bad
he suddenly
people.
got up to a door and he's like, oh, I need to get away from these people. And then suddenly magic happened, which was entirely new to him and he never experienced it before. And he was suddenly falling also through the sky in a magical world going,
You forgot my last diary entry.
what was your
Okay,
last name?
Dear diary.
As a ship then also came suddenly behind him, crashing through with Attila, the Griff, and myself, and all these hobgoblins going, ah! And we were falling, and it was very scary. And Jofiel
Yes.
Yes.
and Echo were there along with
Kakar.
Jim.
Quaff.
Yes. And Jim can't be with us this week, but will be here next time.
And they were standing on a hill and they went, look at that! But they were kind of waiting for Kriak to turn up.
But they didn't know it would be
Not
specifically
specifically me,
Kriak,
yeah. No.
but someone.
So Kriak saved, no,
No,
Quaff.
I was falling to my death.
grabbed Quaff. The ship was falling. I saved myself and Griff.
With an
One elf
excellent-
child and an
excellent
elf
use of
child.
Featherfall.
Yes.
Yes.
And we splashed down in the river. A few people survived, along with a little cube robot person, a Modron.
A Modron, yeah.
Oh, he
And
was cute.
who else
Take
survived?
me with you. Take me with you.
Okie dokie, Mr. Modron.
A what looked like a bald, hairless dwarf, kind of very tad, mule,
Yeah.
was also in the water. There was a bad guy landed in the woods, and we fought, and the
Yep.
Griff smashed into them hard enough to explode them.
Brockler, the hobgoblin
Yes.
first mate.
Who decided he didn't like someone he'd never met before?
And I do that all the time.
And there was someone chasing Kriak in the
Yes.
woods, who
Yeah.
was definitely dispatched by the druid being sneaky.
Well, I didn't solo it.
It was a combo. So I think the magic missiles.
I think it was
They
finished
were a
off.
member of the Mercy Killers.
And I stood there and I wrote a song about it.
And
Oh.
the song went thus.
Yeah. He just did the song.
Oh, right, that
Yeah.
was the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to put it some jaunty
It's
kind
a
of...
gangster rap.
Did I miss anything? I think I got it all.
Yeah, that was pretty good,
That was
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Thank you, Leon. Brilliant. Yes. So, you are on the Outlands, which is the kind of neutral hub of the Great Wheel of the Outer Planes, and you have just rescued Hriak. He has been stopped. He ran off into the distance.
Well, there were two people trying to kill me.
Absolutely.
And then a giant angry hippo comes running in my direction.
Yep.
I took the sensible plan of run.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I noped out right up there, just cheesed it.
And Kraft, the Aarakocra, flew after you and sort of stopped in front of you and said, "Stop, we're here specifically to help you."
And I believe we ended with me going, "Who are you? What's that? Where am I? What the hell? What?"
And pointing at the sea and going, "Ah!" Because you've never seen that much
I think
water.
I pointed at the druid, the hippo, and the sea, and just generally confused.
Okay. So, you have gathered together around the base of this small rundown tower, the doorway of which was the portal that you came through from Sigil, the city that's on top of the spire at the centre of the Outlands. And Jophiel, you had been sent with the mission to find these one of these people who's coming from this world that apparently endures great suffering, which was your kind of
Getting
remit.
hit with a two-handed sword.
Yeah, well, more besides. So you know that there's been an influx of primes, which are people coming from prime material worlds, into the Outlands and Sigil. This has been kind of increasing and increasing recently. Case in point with Heskin and Hriak, you guys have kind of come from the prime material worlds. And a lot of this has been going on, and you guys work for the Indepts, the Free League, who aren't really a faction, but they are a faction.
They're a group so that they don't have to be a group.
I'm not
Exactly.
saying they're a faction, but they're a faction.
Absolutely. And they have asked for you to go and investigate this goings on. Now, the reason you've been chosen is because you've been helpful in the gate town of Tradegate, which leads to Bitopia, which is the realm, the plane that you're from.
Indeed.
And there you have been helping to cure people of a strange disease that is infecting Indepts who arrive in Sigil. Some of them. It seems at random, when Indepts go through a portal back to Sigil, some of them contract a strange magical disease that can't be cured inside Sigil, but can be cured quite easily in the city of Tradegate. So you've kind of experienced this with the Church of Ilmater, your god. And you've kind of helped and seen some of this, and therefore you went into Sigil to kind of explore what was going on. And then, because you've been useful and helpful, they've asked for you to go and check this out with these people who have some sort of suffering. And as Hriak is brought forward, you guys kind of gather together. Some of you are hurt.
Blood dripping, probably quite profusely.
Blood dripping from wounds on your body, but also your body shows the evidence of previous scarring. You've obviously been living in a very sunny, high UV environment. You are tanned to the point of constantly being burnt. And you are someone who looks like you've come from a deprived space as far as the rest of the people around are concerned. You were talking about them being kings because they had metal, all this kind of stuff. You have kind of quite simple, fair, bedraggled appearance, wounds and cuts and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice. So as we gather around, I'll say to you, I'll be like, "Greetings, stranger.
Hello.
Welcome to the Badlands. My name is Jophiel, and this is my friend Echo and Quaff. We're here to help."
Where are the Badlands? I've never heard of them.
Outlands.
Outlands. Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Where are the Outlands? Never heard of them.
Well, the Outlands are a centre realm around the city of Sigil.
Never heard of it.
The hippo kind of points up, and you look to your side, and there's a kind of spire going up, and it kind of goes goes into the clouds, and then when it pokes above the clouds, you can see this kind of strange donut floating above.
It is a city at the.
What? But
It's the
how do
centre
you
of
get
the
up there?
It's the centre of the multiverse.
A what?
The world you come is one of a number of different worlds.
You're telling me I'm on a different world.
Yes.
And no.
And no.
It's not. This isn't really a world.
But-
This is a plane.
So, are you like the king or the queen or something?
No, I am but a humble servant.
But you're wearing enough wealth you could probably buy a city.
Well, the worlds have a lot of variance, so maybe what you consider as rare in one plane, maybe a commonplace thing in another.
Yeah, we definitely don't have that, I'll say, pointing at the large body of water.
Yeah.
And we certainly don't have much metal. I've never seen so much wealth in my life.
Well, what we should do is probably get you back to the city, get you fed and clothed.
I'll take a step back when he says that.
The GIF, Attila, looks at Heskin and is kind of like soaked, and you're kind of,
I mean,
I think we should probably go with them.
Yes.
We don't really have anything, do we?
No. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm very wet. I'm going to ride on your shoulders.
I mean,
That's fine.
I'm sure we
Kind
can
of
find
slightly
you
amused.
all accommodation in the city, and if you'd like to stay, I'm sure there would be work available to you. But it's up to you.
I'm not going to say anything.
What kind of work?
Well, what can you do? Are you good with metal or leatherworking, or can you herd cattle or sheep? Are you a good writer or maybe a musician?
I can write.
Quaff says he was firing stuff out of his hands earlier on.
Yeah, don't know how that happens. That's really weird.
I'm guessing you're some kind of wizard.
I wasn't about 20 minutes ago.
Okay. Maybe we could find someone in Sigil who could explain what's happened to you then.
Well, someone who could tell me why I went through a doorway and then fell from the sky would be great.
It's a portal, says Quaff.
A what?
A portal. It's like a doorway between different realms.
It's what we're going to use to enter the city.
So you don't have to climb that to get there.
No, we simply step from here to there.
But that's magic, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't that, like, kill everything?
Can I please cure wounds him?
Yes. Yes. What, first level spell?
Yeah, and it's only a d8 plus 2, so
Okay.
5.
You feel
I'll probably jolt at the unexpected,
Well, there's a
occurrence
conversation
of it.
going on.
You
I'm
have
not
to
going
touch him
interrupt.
for
Yeah,
it,
I
don't
do.
you?
So
So
I'm just going to lay
feel
my
this
hand
kind
on
of
his
Yeah,
arm.
slightly
I'll
very
probably
poor
flint.
hand.
Yeah, I'll probably flinch.
Yeah. But then
And
there's
then
a warmth.
kind of go,
As I said, there are different rules to different realms.
Quaff says, I'm going to fly up and scout around, just see if anyone's straggling around or in the water or anything, and just kind of
so
jumps up into the sky.
So I'm going to look at
Has
the...
someone check on the Modron? Because he realised they only checked on the children when we
Okay.
crashed.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Modron.
Okay, the Modron, you kind of sort of turn around, and you can see through the trees, because you guys are kind of in this kind of sort of wooded area around the tower. The Modron is just kind of standing near the shore, where the boat kind of reached the shore, and he seems to just be sort of... It's almost like he's going over something in his head and sort of almost like cataloguing things with his fingers sort of moving rapidly in the air.
Isn't he like a cuboid?
He is.
Yeah.
He is like a cube sort of mechanical structure that looks a bit steampunky, with legs, 2 thin legs, 2 arms, a pair of tiny wings, and a face on the front of the box of the.
Like a My Little Toaster, but
I don't think I've seen that.
And it's got a little hat on his head that seems to on the top that's placed jauntily on one of the corners of the box.
I like this Modron style.
I
That's,
like it. I like
yeah.
the Modron.
Yeah, as we stood there talking, I will kind of be like almost cautiously touching like the trees and plants around me because it's
Yeah.
all kind of really alien.
Oh, yeah, any kind of plant life on Athas is sparse, vicious,
Spiky.
and spiky.
Yeah, hence very cautiously
Yeah, so
touching this
you're
very
touching, like,
bizarrely
soft
coloured green
leaves.
stuff.
Yeah, like soft leaves. Even the bark of the trees is. I mean, it's hard, but it's not hurting you when you touch it.
Yeah, it's kind of like almost flinching back, touching these things.
I'm just trying to find a picture of a Modron just to show you guys
Modron.
what they actually look like. There's one in here somewhere. Yeah, so you're going to go over to the Modron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beep boop.
He does not beat boop.
It's kind of you can hear like cogs clicking and turning and some sort of rubber belt kind of cam system in there. All seems to be going on, and it kind of suddenly stops.
Hello,
Hello,
I'm Heskin.
greetings. I need to go back to Sigil.
We were going back to Sigil.
How convenient.
That is fortuitous.
That's
May
like
I
fate
journey
and
with you?
coincidence. Yes.
Yes.
You can ride on the other shoulder of the gift.
Is that the large fat one?
Yes.
Excellent.
Maybe don't let him hear you call him that.
Okay. I am Grendon Alpha 4.
Nice to meet you, Grendon Alpha 4.
Thank you.
How are Grendon Alpha 1, 2, 3?
They are dead.
was coming.
That's unfortunate.
The slave has killed them and captured just me.
Oh.
I need to return. I have important information.
That sounds good. For me? On
I will
Sigil?
pay you
Ooh.
to return me to Sigil.
Grand, we're going there anyway.
Excellent. If I may journey with you, I do not know your portal's key.
We'll work that out.
You're like,
I'm
what?
bragging this.
Yeah.
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 I'll just be kind of watching with interest, because obviously neither of these two.
Yeah.
I'll just
I
be
know.
like, yep, just
Yeah.
watching.
All of the portal's keys, so don't worry.
I mean, like, when I notice the Modron, I will be like, what is that?
Yeah. They're a bit further away, and you can see the little. By the way, he looks like a little dragon.
He's a little lizardy thing.
He's a little
I'm
lizardy
assuming I've
thing.
seen lizards.
You've seen lizards, but he does look quite
This
draconic.
one's sentient.
And the only dragon on Athas is the dragon, and it's like the most powerful creature on the planet. Even the Sorcerer Kings don't fuck with the dragon.
And he doesn't look
Just-
that powerful. He's a little dragon.
He doesn't. He looks like a little. He looks.
All right, I didn't.
Small and mighty.
Is that
Long
a
of
baby
what's,
dragon?
what's the saying?
Bronze of scale and silver of tongue.
No,
I like it.
That's a kobold. It is draconic, so it shares the lineage of dragons, but it's not a dragon itself.
Oh, we've got like dragon blooded people where I come from.
Good.
I've never seen a kobold though.
He is a
Kobold?
miniature version
Kobold,
of that.
was it?
Kobold.
Kobold. Ron to come
Kobold.
join.
Okay. Yeah.
As I
kind
said,
of-
there are a
shuffle
variety
over.
of
So
different planes.
what's that? I'll point at the Modron.
Would I actually know what a Modron was?
Yes, you do. They are from the lawful neutral plane called Mechanus, and they are automata. You know, they're kind of living machines.
He is a Modron, a little cuboid creature. He's basically made of cogs and metal.
Technically a quadrone.
Quadrone.
I am Grendon Alpha 4.
Don't ask about Grendon Alpha 1 through 3.
Hi.
Hello.
As I said, there are a variety of planes with a variety of life on them.
Are you from the world Athas,
Yes.
under the dark sun?
Yes. I'm
Interesting.
cautiously eyeing everyone.
And you hear some cogs turn, and his right hand seems to almost like he's kind of filtering through imaginary folders. You know, he's kind of.
Right, Sarah. So we head up to the city. I'm sure we all need some rest and beverages.
Very well.
Do you need to check on the orc and elf children?
Yeah, they're okay. They're
Cool.
fine.
And the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
The mule.
Hairless dwarf mule.
And then, is the portal open? Is it visible?
Can we clear the central area just so you guys have got
Yep.
this?
I think we're going to Sigil, everyone.
Oh, just because soon you're going to go now.
Turn around the way.
Run away!
Run from the plot.
Excellent.
It's a map.
It's a donut. Right,
It's a
so I will usher people through the portal, granting encouragement for those who need it.
Okay, so this portal, the key for it is actually a small flute that you play 3 notes on, and as you play them, there is this tower is quite tumble down. It looks like no one would really be using it, but strangely, the archway of the front door is quite intact and almost looks like someone has taken care of it. And as you play this 3 simple notes, the space inside the doorway changes and kind of mists up and goes slightly cloudy, and you get the sense of an alleyway beyond, and you can kind of see, as if through frosted glass, the street of a city. Okay, so in front of you is this misty portal, and you, Jophiel, Echo, and Quaff, you know that this leads you to an alleyway near the Red Lion Inn, which is the kind of unofficial centre of the Indeps in the Great Bazaar.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, that's bizarre.
It's a large hostelry at the edge of the bazaar, and this is often where the leaders of the Indeps are found relaxing or planning their defence against the Harmonium. So you know that a few short alleyways away there is this safe location for you.
Yeah, I'll usher people through.
Who's going through first?
I will be last.
Okay.
I will probably be looking at the ground. I'm looking for signs of stuff dying.
Okay, nothing seems to be dying around this thing.
We'll send the children first then, shall we? Or the big hippo man.
You drop something?
I'll go first with the big hippo man.
Okay.
I'm wondering why stuff isn't dying. Magic normally kills things where I'm from.
I'll shout up to Quaff to go through the portal as well. Because he's flying around, isn't he?
Yeah, he's sort of come back down. So, Heskin's like, let's go.
Yep. And then just before we go, I'm going to stop and let him go through first and then follow. Just to check it was okay.
Okay, so Attila is the first person through the doorway. And he kind of steps through and nothing seems to happen to him.
Okay.
So you follow him
Going to
through.
step through
And you have a strange moment of vertigo where you're like, oh, I've been spun around upside down, left and right, all within that fraction of a second. But you kind of hold on to your breakfast.
Yeah.
Not that you really have, they haven't really
You're on
fed
a slaver
you.
ship.
Yeah, you're on a slaver ship. You hold on to your bile, and you kind of stumble into the back of Attila. And as you kind of look up, you see beyond him that the city stretches around you and above you. You can see this is a big curving structure around you. So it's like a large donut. And above you can see city, people moving around. And immediately around you, however, there is a kind of slightly oppressive alleyway. And you suddenly get the sense that Attila is kind of not going anywhere, and you kind of look around him. He's kind of stepped sort of 10 feet in from the portal, so there's this doorway of this house behind you, which is obviously a doorway for mundane means as well, but for now it's your portal into this city. You kind of look around him and you can see that there are a clutch of 3 strange looking creatures with kind of slight horns on the top of their heads. They look a bit like the tieflings that you know from Faerun, but they look stranger, and there's a much bigger variance between them. as if they have come from many different places. And they are there, standing in this alleyway, facing Attila, clutching kind of nasty-looking daggers. And they're like, while you're doing this, you're on this side of the portal, the Outland side. Who's going in next? Are you sending children?
Quaff and children.
Okay. Quaff and the children go through. So as you kind of peer around Attila, you hear the flutter of feathers and kind of little small feet, only slightly smaller than yours. And Quaff suddenly, there's like a squawk that kind of, it's, from alarm, you revert to your natural tongue at a time of alarm. And he kind of tells the children to go down, move away down the alley the other way. But then he seems startled again and he goes that way. But unless you want to turn around and see what's going on.
I'll turn my head and look if I can see.
You get the sense of figures at the other end of the alleyway as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it seems like someone is waiting for you as you return. And what we will do, Heskin, is we will have initiative for you and everyone will have initiative. But now that this has kind of been joined, and as you can imagine, Attila's not about to not charge into combat with people. Right, so initiative. What's everyone got?
I got 13.
14?
22.
19.
Okay.
We rolled quite high, we did.
Slowest bard in the West.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Well, considering we're on the other side of the portal.
19.
And I rolled a 19.
I rolled an 18. But I only get +1 initiative.
I get +3.
I am a slow person.
Okay.
And my character is quite slow as well.
14 for
Heskin.
Echo. And 13
Yeah, 13 for Heskin. Yep.
for Heskin. Okay, and...
We're just putting H's in front of everyone's names now.
Yeah, I think so. Hecko, Hophiel, Hriak, and Heskin.
And Attila.
And then Attila
Attila the
is 9.
It's actually pronounced Keskin.
I called it a 9.
Eskin.
9.
It's just silent.
Okay, cool. So,
Who's Eskin?
so it's the thugs first. And they will.
Spoilers.
Well, I think you've figured out they're thugs. You guys are actually first in the initiative round,
Cool.
But we're on the other side.
but you're on the other side and you're unaware that there is
Danger.
this going on the other side. So what are you guys up to?
I was going to usher in the
Children.
children have gone.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So usher in him next.
I thought he might have been looking for something. He was staring at the floor intently. Thought maybe he dropped something.
I did answer your question.
Yeah.
I said I thought stuff would be dying.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, the who are you ushering through, sorry?
This
Hriak. Okay, Hriak.
I'll be tentatively holding my crossbow because I don't trust where I'm going.
Okay. Loaded?
Loaded, yeah.
Okay.
He's very nervous. I mean, he doesn't know who any of these people are.
Absolutely.
And he's in a very weird place.
Absolutely. So
Might get weirder.
you step through, you won't get to react because you're passing through the portal.
I have no idea what's going on anyway. I don't know if they're on our side or not.
Yeah. But you see Attila lowering his head and Heskin like going as three kind of strange people with kind of horned heads and tails. They look like humans, but not quite like humans, and kind of gaunt and wispy and strange beards. They are coming forward. Jophiel, what are you doing?
Once he's gone through, I will go through myself.
Okay, so you see the same thing. It's then Quaff's turn, and you hear a charge from the other direction, and a successful hit.
Hey.
Okay, that's probably going to be a bit more narrative than anything else. Right, next it's their go. So the three of them run into combat with you.
Specifically Heskin.
One attacks Heskin.
I look the most threatening.
They've met your kind before.
Two of them attack Attila, and one of them attacks you. So we'll just roll for the one on you at the moment.
The other one's a narrative combat.
So you rolled an 11 to hit.
Okay, my AC's 13.
So he missed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that dodge.
Steps in with a dagger, and you're like,
Nope.
yeah.
Nimble.
The other two are one of them hits Attila. And he takes. This guy's got a dagger. Yeah, bit of damage. Okay, cool. Simon, you got hit. Cool. Right, Echo.
Yep.
You are.
Everyone else has gone through.
Yes.
I'm taking a last look around to make sure we haven't left anyone behind.
Mhm.
Look out across the water. Like, there's no one.
No.
We're good.
The mule. The mule.
Seems to have gone off in a different direction.
Okay, and then I'll follow.
Okay. So you step through as well in time to you see what's going on
Yep.
in the alleyway. Heskin, what are you up to?
Okay. I'm going to do what any brave kobold does in a situation like this.
Run
And
away.
I'm going to grovel and cower,
Hey!
employing Heskin's amazing acting skills.
Excellent.
I cower pathetically to distract foes. So, do you want to tell you what this is?
Yeah, that'd be
So,
great.
until the end of next turn, allies gain advantage on attacks against enemies within 10 feet that can see me.
Okay. Okay, cool. So basically the three guys in front of you,
Yeah.
if you do this...
No! I am so small and weak and pathetic! No! Much of that.
The person in front of you is like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
I'm too young
and
to
they are all distracted by this kind of over the top ride.
Rolling on the floor.
Yeah. You all see this.
No shame.
Hriak, as an orphan on the streets of Tyr, you recognise this tactic. This is the most cunning person
It's called playing
in this entire group right now. Okay, Attila. Attila is going to
fight some.
draw his rapier and attack one of the guys. Hitting.
He gets advantage.
Oh, he does get he hit anyway.
They might hit better.
Oh, he might get a 20. Might get a 20. No. And does some damage. Sudden grace from this giant hippo creature with a rapier.
Swash and buckle.
Yes. Buckle that swash. Right, so we go back round to the beginning. Hriak, you're now sort of standing there. Heskin.
We should get advantage.
Well, he's
Yeah.
the smart one, so I'm going to help him.
Okay.
I
gonna-
will shoot with
Don't look over there.
I'll shoot the one that was trying to stab him.
Okay, you have advantage.
Thunk.
17
That's a hit.
plus something. Okay. 7 damage.
Okay. Your crossbow bolt hits this tiefling in the shoulder, and severe pain clearly courses through her body, and she's like looking down at the
Is she
kobold.
hamming it up like the kobold?
And suddenly,
This is the worst wound ever.
the most overdramatic combat I think we've ever seen so far. She looks really injured by that hit.
I hope so.
Like, she's severely bleeding and like, Right, Jophiel.
As a second level paladin, how many spells can I cast a day? That is a question to ask.
706.
I think it's 2, but I'm not sure, so I better check.
Probably.
I feel it is 2.
Better than me,
Pass
should
it over,
look.
it's okay.
I just want to check before I
Start spamming.
start
See,
cheating.
this is why you need these things.
Sorcerer points.
Oh no, I was referring to
Spell
cubes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, okay.
If there's another bag you can use.
Cubes.
I've got plenty.
Paladin.
I've got,
second level paladin, 2 first level spells.
Cool. So I'll use a bonus action to light my javelins asunder.
With your divine favour.
I like to think I bought this possum, hook, line, and sinter, and I'm going to leap to his defense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're like, oh no! Like, jump in.
The tiefling looks pretty like she's out of the. She's very, very damaged.
But she's hurt, but she's still in close combat with the kobold. No one else is in close combat with her. And she's still got her weapon. So the other two are fighting Attila.
I will remove her of her weapon and her life.
Okay.
Using the power of javelins to the face.
I did half expect you to say
natural 20.
wow.
Hey! Natural 20!
So I won't bother rolling the advantage.
So, how are we going to do critical hits? This is my house rule for critical hits.
Ooh, exciting.
So instead of rolling 2 lots of dice, you get maximum on one set.
Yep.
And then you roll another set.
Okay.
So your weapon normally does?
D6 plus 2.
Yep, so you would get
8
plus a D6.
D4 for the divine favour.
Okay, so that's doubled as well.
Okay,
So
you get 12 damage to begin with.
Yep.
And then a D6 and a D4.
She's having a bad day.
And that's an extra 8.
I
Okay,
can think that she was
today.
winning.
18.
18 points of damage.
That's with an extra 2 because of strength as well.
I
But we added it on
you
at
don't
the
add the
beginning.
2.
Oh, right.
I don't double it.
So yeah, 18 points of
Okay,
damage.
so you leap to the defense of the kobold. This streak of sunlight behind you, and your javelin thumps into its body, and it flies backwards, slamming against the wall. Blood kind of streaked across the bricks of this building, and the body hits the floor. And you kind of stand triumphantly
Heroically.
over the kobold. This paladin is clearly someone of great mettle.
Yes, I'm wearing half-plate steel armor.
You can hear Quaff like fighting away behind you.
Oh, are there more behind us? I say, going.
As you've now got there, you kind of realise.
So there's 3 in front, or 2 in front, and 3 in behind?
Two behind.
2 behind.
Yeah. So it's their go now. So the 2 on Attila. 1 hit with a little bit of damage.
So glad I rolled a crit. That's really cool.
A quit.
Yeah.
A quit.
I roll a quit. I'm out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's when you
Echo.
roll 3 natural ones
Yep,
in a row.
I have arrived.
You're there.
Yes. There's a fight over there-ish, but there's mostly kind of Attila in the way, presumably.
And Jophiel.
And Jophiel.
Yeah,
Shining
so-
paladin.
And Heskin.
Yep.
So behind...
Behind you turn around, you can see that Quaff is kind of in the air, trying to sort of parkour and flap between the walls as he's protecting the children from 2 thugs who are kind of with daggers kind of jumping, like trying to climb up a barrel and
Trying
like
to
jump
catch
off
him.
and stab, and he's like his eagle call sound slightly like maniacal laughter.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Boink them. That's boink, boink. Boink them on the head.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Jophiel's
can I
got
get-
interesting thoughts about close quarters.
You know what I meant.
I know what you mean.
Can I get between them and him and
The
them?
kids and the yeah, easily,
Yeah.
easily.
and
yeah.
and then kind of just stand in guard.
You can do that and
in a way.
attack one of them
Yeah.
if you want.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then, I will hit someone
Okay, go for it.
with my stick,
Make a roll.
which we know what that
Come on, the
does now,
snoot.
We wrote it down.
Snootin' bootin'.
Have you cast Shillelagh on it?
I haven't yet. No,
Ah.
I was thinking I could do that because actually it's a cantrip. That means I can just
It's a bonus action.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Do that on the way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, totally not just jammy, being like, oh yeah.
As you're in Sigil,
Yep.
the staff grows this kind of dark razor vine, which is the real native plant to Sigil. Up it. Still, there's some of your thorns and before, but this kind of thread of razor vine goes around it as you kind of swing it down
Cool.
on the guy's face.
I said I wrote it down. I don't know if I did write it down.
It's 1d8 plus 2 damage if you hit.
5,
Okay.
7.
7 damage.
Yep.
Okay. So you bring your...
So one of the ones that's like climbing and trying to stab. Yeah.
Sure. Bosh.
Yep.
Okay. You whack that one for 7 points of damage.
Yes.
And there's a solid crack
Got their attention.
as your staff makes contact. And the person looks down at you like, "Ugh! Ugh!" See, their attention is now kind of focused on you. Heskin, you're prostrate on the floor. Your whimpering has done what it needed to do. You can now see that Attila and this glorious Jophiel are one-on-one with these kind of thugs. And you're kind of got a bit of breathing space. What do you want to do?
Oh, I think I want to run back to guard alongside the children.
Okay.
Because I think the hippo and Joviel, they can take care of that.
Okay, you're not doing any inspiration or magic or
I've
anything?
used all my inspiration.
Oh, yes, you have, haven't you?
So I don't
Does
know.
that keep going on, though?
No, it's like a dice.
A
I get
dice,
to
and
give
once
to
you
someone.
use the die, then it's...
No, I mean his acting. Does it not continue?
Well, it says until the end of next turn, so I don't know if
Okay, so the end of
if
your
it's
next
active
turn.
till the end of.
Yes, it
this
will
turn.
be.
But
That-
obviously then it's over, so
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay, so I'm going to move along to the children, and I think I want to cast a spell.
Okay,
So I want to go with one of the tieflings that's going for him. Dissonant Whispers.
okay.
Oh, I love it.
The one that Echo's hit, or the other one that Quaff is fighting?
The one that echoes hits.
Okay,
And try and help
yep,
damage him.
okay.
Duration instantaneous. So
I believe you have to do something in order to cast a spell.
I
don't you?
do. I use my
Yeah.
special focus. I whisper a discordant melody. It's pretty discordant.
It was, yes. Excellent.
Damaging to everyone. It racks them with terrible pain.
Yeah.
They make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, what's your save DC?
Save DC is Sasor's DC 12.
Well, that's not going to do it. Okay, I rolled 6.
3d6 psychic damage.
3d6
Oh,
psychic damage.
As the wind whispers.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, on a failed save, yep. And must immediately use its reaction. So 5, 6 damage.
Okay.
Right. And must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from you. Creature doesn't move into obviously dangerous ground such as fire or rocket.
Okay, so you produce your flute.
Yep.
Do the incantation, play the music, and from the end of your musical instrument, this kind of dark whisper reaches out towards the creature. You see it kind of wrap into its ears, and it looks around, its head twisting and turning, and it's like, ah! It screams in pain, and turns to run away from Echo, who gains attack of opportunity if she wishes to.
Legs.
Teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
Don't miss.
9.
To hit
Oh, sorry. Cheating.
with advantage.
I probably meant. Oh, advantage will help. 15. Yeah.
Okay. Boop. Cool. You hit.
So, yep. No.
Damage.
I'm sure you reroll it. Let me roll it.
How much damage did you do?
7 plus 2.
Okay. Right.
Cool.
You sweep the legs so hard that the face hits the floor. And the body kind of slides on the face with the momentum and then lays still on the ground in front of you. Right, it's Attila's go. He's going to stab the same guy. Yes. And that's another one down. Runs it through. Ah! Ha, ha.
Attila's having a great time.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't remember. Who does he remind me of?
Simon.
Oh, it's Sir,
Simon.
it's Sir Lancelot in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He just,
Yeah, absolutely.
sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right, Huyak.
Can I actually see any of them? Because obviously there's a giant hippo.
you can
and a-
see the one that
rather
Quaff
shiny
is
paladin.
fighting because he's kind of
On a barrel.
doing
I
this thing
will
where he's
shoot
maintaining in the air. Okay.
Shoot her!
Doink.
Shoot!
No,
Okay.
no.
Skitters off a brick and a tile somewhere.
I don't get
Jophiel.
advantage anymore, do you?
Not on those ones.
Am I in combat with one?
You are within. I'd
Because
say you're
2
10
were
feet away.
fighting
Attila.
Attila.
You could fight the other one.
I will therefore fight the other one.
Okay.
Now the one that Attila is killed is dead.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage for having Attila next to me?
You do. You step slightly round to the side. You actually have to be like on opposite sides rather than next to each other.
Oh.
Because the whole idea is that they have to turn their, just a general rule for D&D, outflanking. You have to be opposite someone, not next to each other.
I could have used my
They can
move.
then fight both of you
So
like
it's not
this.
like in Wifford when you outnumber them.
No. It's like they
Could
have
I
to
use
keep
my?
turning around.
Is there enough room to use my movement to get behind them without?
Oh yeah,
breaking?
no, absolutely. You kind of shuffle round and then you can attack
And
with
then
advantage.
stab them. So 17 plus 5 is 22, sorry. And then my other attack missed. So I'll take the first one.
Okay, that's a hit.
Oh, some damage. 3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage.
Okay, your shining javelin, like, you do your shield and spear kind
Yeah, the
of
old
maneuver.
hopper-like.
Yeah, you're like, ha-ha! He's like, ah! He's just got a little dagger and like kind of like
He's really outnumbered
studded
now.
leather armour. He's just like, fuck!
Yeah, they probably didn't feel too bad when it was just.
They probably thought it started really
Yeah,
well.
and then we just
Hippo and
kept
2
coming
kids.
through
And a kobold.
It's like a clown car.
Okay, as you do that,
Yeah.
you see fear fill this person's face.
Oh no.
Absolute like recognition that this was a bad idea. As you say, a couple of people appeared, few more. What the? Everyone's dead. They turn to run.
Cool.
So you can take an attack of opportunity if you wish.
With my attack of opportunity, I will bash them in the head with my shield rather than my spear. So I'll do an unarmed attack and
so
do
about
non-lethal.
One point of damage.
It's 1 plus 3 I've got down here.
Your strength bonus.
My strength bonus is 2. Why have I written 3?
I think it's just 1 plus your strength bonus.
Yes, so it's 1 plus 2.
Could you
So
not just non-lethally like bonk them?
that's
in
what
the
I'm
head
going
with
to
your
do. I
javelin
think if
rather
it's,
than
I
just-
go over his hit points, I just don't kill him. I knock him out.
No, I meant
Yeah.
more your javelin, just like wonk them with the stick bit rather than the pointy
Well,
bit.
the thing is, Attila is also going to use his reaction to
And
do an
he's
attack
totally
of
just gonna
opportunity.
And Attila is
And he's just going to go,
Well, let's see if I
or
can.
maybe even...
Let's see if I can boop him out first.
Well, you've got higher initiative. I'll let you...
I do a 19 to hit, so I definitely
That's
hit him.
successful.
So I do 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Boop.
Could you
And
not,
how
like,
much did you do
bonk-
previously? Sorry. You did 6.
Yes,
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
spear.
Okay, you whack with your shield, but it's not enough to down
That's
them.
fair enough.
Attila strikes with advantage and hits, doing. Oh, that's good.
Probably
Oh
not for
no,
them.
pistol. Sorry, even better. 10 points of damage as they run away, and there's a smug sort of look on his face as this person's running down the alleyway and then collapses to the floor.
I would probably be almost soiling myself for that because I would never have heard a black powder weapon before.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
That's why I wore the crown
Quaff
pants.
You don't have any
Quaff
others.
misses. The thug with Quaff. Oh, drops their dagger.
Oops.
And decides that it's probably a good time to run away. So Quaff is going to make... Oh! Quaff drops his trident. The series of natural ones. And you hear like a... And like footsteps running down the alleyway.
Can I chase him?
Can I?
It is your go. So you're
Can I
going
chase him?
to... Okay, you're going to chase him.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't you have entangling roots or anything like that?
No.
Oh, well.
Don't you?
So
No.
you're going to try and dash.
I can speak
Dash.
Can I
celestial,
try
though.
and swipe the legs out
Kind of
again? Because it
farm
worked for the other
are
one.
you?
He will have moved away. You're that side, aren't you?
Yeah.
So yes, you can.
Cool.
Yep.
And it's not an advantage, it's just a...
Just a straight up roll.
16.
That's a hit.
8.
Okay.
Points of damage.
You club the legs again. And it's going to
It's
make
going to kneecap all the
actually
time.
make a dexterity, failed a dexterity saving throw. So he kind of face plants again. Similar, but not as vicious as the last one. Kind of collapses into some crates and some refuse, kind of like lying on this behind a building. Slides to a halt and kind of looks up, like battered, bruised, trident stabs,
like at him,
and just like.
And then wait, because I imagine that Jophiel.
Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! You chose poorly. Okay, so all the other kind of muggers are dead in the alleyway, and the kids have stopped crying, and
they're like, "Ooh!"
And Attila's like reloaded his gun and stuff, and he's kind of like.
I would like to search the corpses for any identifying.
You don't
trying to recover my
conscious one.
Well, while you're knocking him out, I'd begin to search the other one. Not knock him out, tripping him over. Because I'm the other side of the alley, aren't I?
Yeah, you're kind of down the other end.
So as soon as we killed that other one, I'd go and start looking for
any identifying insignia or marks or anything.
Yeah, I'd be trying to loot one.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I am a thief.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They each have metal daggers.
Yoink!
And purses containing
some
5 gold pieces.
I'm assuming
each.
my original money that I technically started with is worthless.
Yes. It's all copper bits and stuff like that.
That's ceramic.
So yeah, ceramic. Yeah. Oh, I love Dark Sun.
I started with 10
So
gold,
what do you
but
find?
it's
Make an
all
investigation
You've
roll.
got some.
Oh, this
Fallout
is
Box
exciting.
Box and some
No,
loot.
they'd be metal. They'd be worth a lot.
Straight roll because I've got no bonus in intelligence.
Okay.
Oh,
We all know that.
Only a 5, I'm afraid. Didn't
Okay.
roll that high.
You don't find any identifying marks, tattoos, club membership cards, or anything like that.
Bus passes.
Yeah.
Signet rings.
These look like street thugs, kids. They're kind of teenage. No, not like children. They're kind of like 18 to 22-year-olds who living a mean life.
Made some poor choices.
But they all seem to have a bit of coin in their pocket.
Did Jophiel take the dagger that one of them was obviously carrying?
No.
It's just lying on the
This is
floor.
because of daggers.
Yoink! Yeah. Okay, so you've now got 3 daggers?
Well, I did have 2. I've now got 4. Well,
Okay.
2 of which are metal.
Okay.
Clinking as you walk.
Well, there are 3 metal daggers for the 3
If
dead
no
people
one's
in front of
taking
you.
the other one.
Well, Tilla's like, yeah, these are street. Even to you, these look like street scum kids who have clearly been hired to just bob someone.
I will try and do it sneakily.
Sneakily.
Oh, yes, very. I use sleight of hand. And I pass on a 24.
Jophiel.
Yes.
Here.
Oh, I'll walk over to Echo and see the poor blighter on the floor.
Oh,
Did
don't.
Jophiel
Oi.
take the money?
No, I was
I
just
would have
looking.
looted the crap out of them.
Well, I'm not looking.
Did Attila take the money? Because I'm assuming he would also be...
Yes, he's
a
emptied the purse of one of the people in front of
Oh,
him.
so I've managed to loot 2 of them.
Unless Heskin wants to loot one of
Oh, yeah,
them.
that's true.
No,
Because in the time he'll have done that, you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
have got a few gold pieces. Up to you. No. Okay.
I'll say to the tiefling, what brings 5 tieflings to ambush travellers at the gate?
Well, what? We were just paid to come and give you a little welcome party. That's all.
Who paid you?
Some Burke, some barmy. He just wanted some coin for us to check out what's going down this street here, and bob you,
Describe him for me.
Well, some old geezer in like armour and stuff, red armour, one of them,
Right.
hardheads, one of the hardheads.
Harmonium.
Yeah,
I'll say
that's
to
what
you.
I said.
Who are our sworn... Well, not sworn enemies, they just don't like us.
Just to say, you guys aren't fully in-depths. You're working for them.
Yep.
So you're not signed
Oh,
on. You're not got the powers of the in-depths. But don't get me wrong. You're
Affiliated.
affiliated with them. So you're working with them. Look, mate. Don't put me in the dead book. I'm serious. Look, I can show you around. I can help you around this area of town. I work in this area. Around the bazaar. I can show you good shops, good bars. That kind of thing. While you're thinking, you guys are now aware of your surroundings, and above you and around you there is the curving shape of the city. And this is strange. Between you and the other side of the city, there is some kind of light, some kind of glowing. It's not a sun, because obviously not that kind of size. But there's no sun in the sky that creates the day and the night of Sigil. There is a glow that keeps. There's kind of like a peak and an anti-peak. And that's what is called midday and midnight.
Might have taken me a bit more time to notice that. What I'm a bit more fixated on is there's another guy over there, and I don't know if anyone's liberated him of his possessions yet. Not the one you're
the one you killed earlier on. Smashed him.
Oh yeah, I don't care if they're alive or not.
He's dead.
He's buried.
Has anyone been, relieved him
the
of his
kids
possessions?
are looting his body.
Balls.
Yeah, they're not stupid.
It was worth.
Yeah, no, you step up, and the kids are there like sharing out coins.
Yeah,
one of them's holding a knife, like. Yeah. That's the walk.
I'll leave them. I'll leave them to it. Them's the rules. They got me first.
Yeah.
I will say to the man. Is it a man or a woman? Sorry. I'm assuming gender.
It is a man.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have broken the law, Sarah, and therefore will be tried under the full extent of this city's laws. I'll turn to Quaff and go, Quaff, if you escort him, relieve him of his weapons and take him to the city courts to be tried by the Fraternity of Order.
Right. Will do. Here you go.
We'll meet you at the Red Lion Inn, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Red Lion Inn after you're finished. I will get these strangers fed and watered and bedded.
Very well.
Kind of once everything settles down, I think
I'll drop him off.
That's the point where Hriak's going to notice that he's really cold.
It is for you.
It's
really
really cold.
You're used to like 30, 40 degrees Celsius. This place is a cool sort of 16 degrees all year round. There's no real temperature variation. It's kind of like, you are cold.
So now kind of he's not kind of something going.
You're also generally kind of, because of where you come from, you're kind of like half naked anyway.
Well,
so
it's all loose clothing.
Yeah,
he's
loose
not,
clothing.
Like,
no.
He's got like a loose.
I mean, you're wearing just like a
loose shirt
You've
and
got like
loose trousers.
Do I have to turn on Divine Sense, or is it a natural thing?
That is a very good question, and it's in the player's handbook.
Oh, damn it. Well, we'll continue on.
Okay.
I'll turn back to everyone and goes, follow me and we'll get you out of the streets.
Heskin notes
Hriak is probably visibly shivering.
And says, would you like my cloak?
I think that's a bit...
It's like a little man town. Don't worry.
Put it on his head.
There are fireplaces in the inn where we can get warm and eat food.
As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces as evil. So at the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
Like a ward or something like that.
A wall? No, not a ward. No, total cover is just like you can't see them at all.
Oh, basically, so you can't see them.
If you can see them at all, you can go, you're undead. Yeah.
That's a vicious lie, and you can't prove it.
So yes, and then I'll usher them towards the inn.
Did none of the thugs have any sort of raggy cape or cloak or anything that you could have just?
They had some clothing, but they seem to be
stripping them off. But no, he's probably visibly shivering at this point.
Yeah, it's all right. There are fires indoors, so we can get him next to a fire and warmed up.
Okay, so you're going to go to the Red Lion Inn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way through a few alleyways, and Jofio, you know this route fairly well. and you come to a large structure, which, for you guys, looks like this.
Spike.
It has strange,
Oh, it's
craggy-like
very spiky.
spikes around the outside, and 2 large towers in the middle. Let's see if I can get that on there.
Hooray!
Yes, there you go. This here is the Red Lion Inn. Looks slightly fortified for
It
me.
looks slightly like a castle.
It does look slightly like a castle. Rumour has it that the building used to be based around the big pillars in the structure, and the current owner has kind of cleared away a lot of that. And these kind of crag-like spikes up and around it are kind of for a bit of affectation and to make it look imposing. There is a big portcullis in the main entrance, and then there are 3 other entrances, each with smaller portcullises around, one on each side, one at the back. And there is a kind of a fenced off area at the front, and inside you know that let's have a look. The Echo, you really quite have enjoyed the few times you've been here before. This place normally caters to hybrid creatures like centaur, barrier, satyrs, and wemmicks, and creatures like that. Which for you, coming from the Beastlands, is like really interesting. And in fact, it's one of the things that has made you
Actually
enjoy
stay.
hanging out with Jophiel. Now, there are 3 leaders of the Indepts, and they are called, just go to the right page here, Bria Tomei, and then the twins, Lethea and Lysander, who are, so Bria is a human, and Lethea and Lysander are wemmicks, which are lion upper body and lion, sort of humanoid upper body, lion
Like,
lower body.
Kind of lion centaur.
Yes, kind of thing.
That's
But they have like
That is pretty
leonine features on the face as well, and often have big manes and that kind of thing.
Cool.
Jophiel, you like them because they are fans of javelins.
Do like a good javelin.
Yeah, they are javelin fans. So they are, they often use javelins, and they're often in the area sort of practicing their skills. Bria Tomei is a bard, and she is works with the 2 of them to help sort of govern the Indepts. There's no true leader, but they are all kind of leaders of this faction. So you have, Jophiel, you have briefly met Bria Tomei before. She is in her 30s. From a long line of Sigil silversmiths, everyone knows about her kind of background. She doesn't want to kind of do that kind of thing. She wants to be part of the Indepts. She wants to be a bard. She's quite a quiet woman, but if she speaks or sings, people often listen to her. She has a great voice, but she saves it for when it's important, which a lot of bards don't. So the wemmicks are both warriors. And bring martial skill and kind of tactics to the faction. So there's a kind of balancing between 3 of them. So they kind of work quite well together. And you arrive at the Red Lion Inn, and there's a lot of people there, a lot of people moving around, and they're not all hybrid creatures as you've previously encountered here. There are lots of humanoids and other creatures moving around. As you make your way there, because you're on the edge of the bazaar, you do see a plethora of other beings and creatures moving around. Heskin, this is quite strange for you, because you've read about some of these creatures in mythology, and seeing them together is kind of stark. You see angelic beings, demonic creatures, devils, humanoids, all kinds of creatures moving about the bazaar together, shopping, talking, discussing, as if there is no care or concern. And this is kind of going on all around you. There's all kinds of wares being sold, all kinds of services being offered. Priyak, you are just out of your mind. What the fuck is going on here? You haven't even heard of half of these creatures. They haven't even been drawn in mythology. This is just bizarre. You have just walked into...
In the Great Bazaar.
In the Great Bazaar. You have just walked into...
Bazaar.
Like an alien outpost with creatures you have never even knew existed. And this is all going on around
probably
you.
eyeing everything very cautiously.
Yeah.
While huddling someone's cloak around me. Echo.
Yeah. So Jophiel and Echo and Attila have all experienced Sigil before and are still quite interesting to see who's moving around and talking to who, and that Bartazoo is talking to that diva, and all that hasn't been going, I haven't seen them talking for a couple of years, kind of thing. But you guys kind of make your way to the Red Lion without sort of going, oh!
Yeah, I will be kind of, shepherding.
Yeah.
Like, you and the kids.
Yeah, the kids are...
kind of,
the kids are okay.
Yeah.
But they're kind
it's
of...
It's more of a keeping an eye on them because they're kids, rather than keeping an eye on him because he's obviously like,
Yeah.
No, I'm moving along towards the Red Lion, but
yeah.
I've got your cloak wrapped tight around me. And what you probably don't notice is I'm holding a dagger in one of my hands.
Okay, so you make your way to the Red Lion, and standing on the door is an elfin. You think Eladrin, in fact, because there's kind of wings and their ears are very sharp and very tall, and kind of standing watch, not guard, as it were, because this is a tavern and a hostelry, so people can come and go. But you can see a lot of people in there, all different types, all crammed in there. And this figure sort of stands up and says, sorry, please may I ask your business? We are suffering from a large influx of people, and there is a serious malady about the place, and I would know your business before you enter.
We have just completed a task set for us by the Index, and have come with strangers to Sigil in order for them to be rested and fed.
With news and information, potentially.
It pulls out a small little scroll or pad of paper kind of thing, and looks at it and says, "Oh, are you Jophiel?"
Yes.
Right. I've been told by Lysander to let you pass when you arrive. Be warned, many of our number have returned to the city and strangely contracted some sort of foul disease. But also, there is extreme hardhead activity going on. We have called out to all our faction members and suggested that they withdraw to the bazaar at this time, because we feel that they are making a move on the faction. So please be warned, and also keep an eye out for any hardhead spies. We think some of them may be trying to enter the Red Lion because of the proximity, obviously, of our leaders.
Thank you for the information, and I'll usher everyone inside. Lots of ushering going on. Come on.
As you go in,
on everyone.
So does the one on the door look like an elf to me?
Looks like an extreme version of an elf, with kind of a very natural, visible glow, like a golden aura about them. Strong greens and violets in the clothing.
All right. Well, if they look like an elf, I will give them a death glare as I walk past.
Okay. Kind of looks at you confused, but then has that kind of shrug of, yeah, clueless idiot, you don't know what's going on.
No,
so
I don't.
You kind of walk into a large common, they call it the common room, but this is almost like a common courtyard. It's huge and vast, and there are large tables dotted around. You know that there's an area to one side for registration for the faction, because this is kind of the unofficial headquarters. And there's lots of tables dotted around. It's kind of open to the elements because there's no like snow or rain or that kind of thing. So it's fairly open.
It's a pub garden.
It's a huge pub garden with loads of tables. Off to one side, there is a large X-shaped stage where there are Wemmick performing kind of tribal dances and maneuvers and different actions going on, as if, you know, the kind of different clusters of them have different kind of displays with various kind of colourful headdresses and staves and all kinds of things going on. There's a gargantuan bar in one corner, and then off to the other side there's just lots of seating sort of dotted around.
Is there any fire?
Yeah, fire.
There are fire pits dotted
I will
around.
just make a beeline for one of them and ignore everything else.
And then off to the left and the right there are two internal portcullises, two kind of safe areas for. To one side you've got the kind of the rutting arena, the herd meeting room, the herd quarters. Rutting as in like sparring.
Okay.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Centaur and barrier-like creatures.
We won't go there.
Yeah, we'll just avoid that one.
Anyway, and then the other way you have an entrance into kind of the Wemmick quarters and carnivores. So one side is kind of herbivores and one side is carnivores, and that's kind of more of a warren with kind of small kind of tunnels and sort of chambers carved inside this large rock portion of the building. And the other side is kind of a bit more orderly. There are stables inside the herbivore area, and there's a large area of straw and all this kind of stuff. And you can see people moving around taking straw in and out of there, and then people moving in and out taking sort of packages wrapped in cloth in there and all that kind of thing. And there's in between, there's lots of people enjoying themselves, but there are also a lot of people who seem to be sort of sitting, breathing deeply. They're clearly in pain, and this speaks to you, Joe Fiel. You can almost palpably sense the pain and suffering that these people are experiencing around you. This malady, which you knew about, seems to be increasing.
But they can just get rid of it by leaving Sigil and going to
Tradegate. And going through some, healing there. Low level magic kind of healing.
Rituals.
Yep. And then they're okay. But every time they come into Sigil, it could inflict them again.
So we'll follow this one to the fire pit.
Okay.
And I'll say, Echo, just watch these guys. I will go and order us some food and drinks.
Okay.
And see if I can find some warmer clothing for this one.
And Grendon?
Hello? He kind of
the
waves at you as you're
some
there.
information
Yes?
for here.
I have some information that I need to return to the Hall of Records.
We can go there probably after a rest.
I'm willing to pay you to take me to the Hall of Records.
Oh, it won't be payment won't be necessary. But you'll just have to bear with us while we rest.
Payment is required. It is an outcome of you saving me. Therefore, it needs to happen.
Okay, if that's
Whatever
your belief.
makes you happy.
Yeah. And I'll start pushing my way towards the bar.
Okay.
I was wondering how the mule's doing. He's not spoken to me.
He went away.
He didn't
come
come
off.
off.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, he left before you guys went.
He went on his own mission.
yeah.
I
Okay,
watched him.
Eskin's going to look behind him for the mule and then go.
Sorry?
Even with
go.
Attila's
I
like,
swear we had a mule with us.
he swam off.
Oh, okay.
You figured out swimming quite quickly.
Yeah.
You've lost your donkey?
At the bar, I will get some plates of food sent
Okay.
over to our table, some drinks.
When you get to the bar, there is a centaur who's moving around dealing drinks and organising things. But as you get there, you see this Wemmick, leonine kind of creature to one side that you recognise as Lysander, who is the male of the twins. Kind of to the side, and he looks over and sees you, and he's like, Jofiel.
Nice to see you again.
Were you successful?
I believe so. I found what are they called? What's the slang word for them?
Clueless. What for? What?
People who have dropped into
Clueless. Yeah. Or there's various words.
Prime something or other.
Primes.
Primes.
Yeah.
Primes. Yeah.
I found some primes who I brought with me into the city. One of them in particular knows nothing of the planes. I believe he's from what was the plane called? Athas. And the other one was a kobold captured by slavers.
Slavers?
I brought them here because I believed it was the safest place for new people arriving in the city to kind of be integrated into the people here.
Well, that is a good idea. If you wish to take them past registration, they are welcome.
I mean, I wouldn't force it upon them.
Of course.
I think they need a few days to get their feet.
We are all free to make our own decisions.
Indeed. Yes, they both, I believe, will be able to find their ways here or return to their own planes should they choose it.
Returning to Athas is notoriously difficult.
Maybe not that one, no. I meant the kobold.
Indeed. I would meet these folk you have met.
Certainly. Let me just order them food and drink, and
The
then I'll
centaur's
take you across.
It's on the way.
Then follow me.
Did you go carnivore or herbivore?
On the bar side?
When you ordered food?
Probably carnivore, because I know we've got a lizard.
Yeah. Cool.
And I'll bring him over to the table. I return with a huge cat man.
So you return.
I've already got one.
Yeah. So tabaxi are like bipedal cats.
This is
Wemmick is like a centaur
cat.
Lion. So
centaur lion.
So like this.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass,
Yeah.
actually.
Wemmicks are pretty cool. And this creature comes over. It's got a pouch of javelins on its back.
It's clearly just the thing.
It's the weapon of choice for anyone.
Quite often I'm just going to look across at Kriak and just go like...
It's a more elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
So this creature comes across and says, "Greetings. It is a pleasure to welcome you to the Red Lion."
As it approaches, I'll probably back off slightly.
Yeah, that's fine. It says, "Fear not.
I'll see the big sharp pointy teeth and be like, whoa!
Yeah.
Fear not."
Is the Red Lion working tonight?
Well, that was racist.
It's not named after one of us.
Oh.
No, my sister would not appreciate that. But you're welcome here with the Free League. If you wish to join us, then he kind of gestures towards a large registration desk to one side. However, that is merely for show. We are not a faction like the others. We are a group of free-minded people who come together to share and protect each other. People seek to destroy us, and as you see, he kind of gestures at like a group of sick people to one side. Some strange malady is afflicting our people.
Well, anything I can do to help, be sure to let me know. I've finished my task for a few days.
Yes, I believe Bria would like to talk to you, and one from this world of suffering.
When you start saying about, oh, well, yes, I'll help however I can, you're going to get the look of you're an idiot from me.
Yeah.
Not used to people being nice. That's entirely alien.
Very different view.
Hriak is the one from Athas, so if you'd like to point her in our direction.
I will go talk to her. Send her to you. You are all welcome. Echo, it's good to see you again. How goes it? You keep this one in line?
Yeah, she does that herself.
I do.
It's true.
More than I.
True.
After he's left, would I know of any local orphanages of good repute we could put these young children in?
There are less kind of dedicated orphanages and more sort of associated to faction groups that would allow children to do sort of small services for a faction, to be supported and to have, kind of to be looked after. So you know that
Urchins.
there would be urchins. Yeah, where's Alvin when you need him with his gold coins? You know that various people in the bazaar would probably be able to come
Pay
here.
handsomely for child slaves. What?
Would child labour relatively well compared to other places in the city here in the bazaar. It's the kind of place that children could find a role that's not physically demanding, like in the factory areas and that kind of area, or emotionally tasking around the courts and the prison and the people being beheaded and that kind of thing. The bazaar is probably one of the nicer areas for children to have a task or a job or a role. So passing them to the in-depths themselves is probably one of the better things you can do.
While we're waiting for the other two to come back, I'll probably take the children off to the registration desk and just explain.
Okay.
I'll explain to you what's happening first. That's what the best, basically what Pete's just said.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can keep them if you
What
want.
kind of-
I won't get in the way.
what kind of state is everyone in after? I mean, apart from you're still quite knackered. How is everyone?
So, who is her?
Pretty sure that.
I'm slightly grazed.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you.
Eskin's fine.
Eskin's fine.
You're
Attila
strong
is
enough.
slightly hurt,
Okay.
but he doesn't seem to be
Bothered.
too fussed.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
the Modron
Yep.
looks a bit bashed. He looks dented,
He's hurt emotionally.
and at the moment you can,
Probably.
the cogs and things are turning inside him, you can hear like a little every now and then.
No.
How
He
big
seems.
is the Modron?
Sorry,
How big is the Modron?
6 foot tall.
Oh, I thought
No,
he was my height.
No.
I also
Hey.
thought he was quite a small
No, the
person.
box is kind of about your size, but it's
But
got
then it's
two
got limbs.
thin legs,
Oh.
and 2 arms, and little wings on its
Oh, wow.
back.
Oh,
like
that's
a little
completely
hat.
changed my... Now it's creepy.
Oh, he's
It was cute.
Oh, yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, I think we all were under the impression it was quite
Oh, sorry. No. So sorry.
Now
I meant
it's
the
weird.
body is not huge, but it's kind of on these tall legs. Yeah.
No, it's a horror thing.
That's why I thought he could ride on Attila's shoulder.
Now we all wish it was left
To be fair, we
behind.
probably still
It
could.
probably still could.
It wouldn't be quite as
Cute.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't touch me, I'm scared video. It's like a
I
weird
have
Muppet.
some money in my storage unit. If you are able to help me to get to the Hall of Records.
I thought he was going to ask for help to get to his storage unit.
He kind of indicates, you can see that there's like an outline of what looks like maybe some sort of
Draw.
drawer or flap or little cubby hole in his side. I have 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, no. My character's eyes will go wide because I'm assuming
To pay
gold, even
those.
by
Which is
metal,
perfect
is like
because I was
even
about
rarer.
I was about to ask you how you were feeling now.
Kind of mumble fine. Thanks.
Which region of Athas are you from?
Tyr, I remembered.
Ah,
Tyr.
the big city.
Yes. Why the interest?
I gather information. I gather facts. I have spoken to some of your prime cousins.
Get a look of what?
Other people from your world have arrived here recently. I've spoken to some of them. I was captured because of this.
If they've got any sense, I don't want to go back.
I understand it is a difficult world to be one of.
Well, I don't know much about this one, but
This is
life
money.
in Athas is brief.
Heskins goes, so have you only just arrived as well?
I assumed you knew what was going on.
I remember a ship. You were running away from things and 2 things.
You mean the wooden building that fell from the sky?
Yes.
the hippo laughs. That's a boat.
What's a boat?
It, like, rides on the sea?
What's the sea? Like the
You know the big
like
blue wobbly thing that mermaids live in?
Oh,
The thing you were falling towards.
Lots of water.
the water.
The water, the big body of water, little body of water, pond, lake, sea.
We don't have those where I come from.
You know of the Silt Sea, but that's kind of named ironically because it's a massive dried sea.
Yeah, but we don't have.
No, but
large
you know
bodies. Okay,
you
I know the
of
word
the concept of the word sea, but not a water one.
sea. Okay, yeah, we don't have that where I come from.
Well, there's loads of water.
Not where I come from.
And Attila says to you, "We've not really discussed your homeworld.
No.
But is there water where you come from?
Loads.
Loads.
Yeah, nearby the Sword Coast.
Oh,
That's what it's actually called.
Sword Coast.
Yeah.
Were there lots of swords there?
It's very spiky. I mean, there are swords as well.
Okay. Heskin is he's a useful chap to have around. I found him in the bowels of the ship that attacked my vessel, around the carcass of a dead god in the astral plane. He's now
He's making words.
He may as well be going blah 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 blah.
You
blah,
recognise
blah,
the
blah.
words, but not the order he's using.
Yes.
I will give someone, I don't know who, some random one of you that stood around the look of help.
I'm just going to pat him on the shoulder again and do cure wounds again. Because it amuses me.
I tell you, these Githyanki raiders, they've done their last. I need to raise another crew. I
Not
need
6.
to find my vessel.
Again, I will jump when you do it.
They didn't destroy my ship. They marooned it. They took everyone off. They took all the valuables and they just scuttled it on the body of that dead god.
Yeah, I'm going to be shuffling around awkwardly because I think he's clinically insane.
Also, there are no gods.
Yeah,
on
that's
Atlas.
why I think he's completely insane.
Yeah.
I'll have done my task with the children. By
Okay, so you return.
I'll return.
They seem to be having a strange conversation, which Echo is very much enjoying from a kind of spectator position of like, you know a little bit, you know nothing, but you know some weird shit. But what's going on? And the hippo's just a bit odd.
I'll inform everyone the children will be safe now.
Ah, well, that's all my concerns sorted, says Attila. What are we going to do about my ship?
Who, what now?
Is it not broken?
That's not my ship. You mean the one that came down?
The one you were on?
No. My ship. We were attacked in the astral plane. And I snuck on board. And they left with the goods and there's probably a lot in the sea there that was the bounty of my vessel. But my crew were devastated, but the ship was scuttled and marooned on the body of that dead god.
I just start sniggering.
I just need a new. I need a new crew.
Do you wish?
I have Heskin.
Do you wish to retrieve your belongings?
The ship.
I would like to raise the ship again and fly through the.
If you have any
Crystal
coin,
spheres.
you could probably hire the Free League, and they'll be able to help you.
But I thought you were of the Free League.
I'm not of the Free League. I just work with them.
He kind of looks down at his pockets and clearly does not have a large amount of coin. I'm guessing we may need to help you for a while. Is there a way to earn coin with these people?
You're welcome to join us. We do a variety of jobs for the Free League and others as a way to earn coin. I mean, this Modron fellow has offered us 50 gold coins to escort him to the Hall of Records, which we'll do after I think we've all had a rest. We've had a very difficult day.
Very well. As you're all talking, a woman approaches. A woman? You have a woman's face. Sorry. We've had a lot of Blackadder quiz tonight. And if it's gone over your head, go and watch Blackadder.
And come back and then watch it again.
It's some of the best comedy ever created. And it's quintessentially British. So go and watch it. Anyway, this a woman approaches, and she is mid-30s. Fairly attractive lady. She's quite
human.
She's a human. She's quite moderate in her clothing. She doesn't seem to be. Although you've been told she's a bard, she's not sort of outlandish or sort of seem to be walking around going, hey, or anything like that. She seems to...
Finger guns.
hey! Or just like... Or just like, hello, or waving, or like, hey, Tony, she's just kind of making her way... She's making her way through the crowd quietly, unassumedly.
What's going on?
And she has about her neck a necklace with a large... kind of stone in it that has a soft glow to it. And she comes over, and you recognise her as Bria Tomei.
Yeah.
She is one of the 3 leaders of the Indepts. She kind of steps up and she says, Jophiel.
Mistress Tomei.
It is a pleasure to see you again. I see from your Athasian friend here that you have been successful in your task.
I believe so, yes.
Greetings. I assume that this is a very strange place for you, and that you are having a bit of an adjustment to our humble tavern here.
Everything's weird, and it's freezing.
Are you cold?
I've currently got her cloak wrapped around me, stood by the fire.
She kind of gestures to the centaur bartender and pulls him over and sort of requests some furs for you and some more drinks and food for everybody.
Yay.
So you are quite well fed and quite well watered. And
water, so good.
Wait till you try this beer.
If water turns up, I will literally just down it.
You are like glugging it down. Echo, it's a pleasure to see you again. Always a pleasure. My small friend Heskin. Pleasure to meet you.
You too. Who are you?
I am Bria. I help guide this ragtag group of factionless folk through their strange ways and their odd days. It is something I take some small pride in, and I do what I can for these people. It's clearly being quite modest.
Just look around the whole cabin.
And slightly poetic.
She's sort of. So you've retrieved this gentleman from the conduit. How you do not strike me as one. She seems to be looking at you with a strange vision. You don't strike me as one from the plains yourself. Where are you from?
Toril. Faerun specifically.
Oh, yes. A wonderful land. I have been there several times myself. Seen several of the fine taverns. Been to Neverwinter. A wonderful city.
Oh, yep. I love Neverwinter. It's near my home village.
Oh, indeed.
Yes.
Oh, indeed. Excellent. Well, I haven't been there in a while, but it is a place of great culture for one sealed off from the rest of the multiverse.
Just looking at it, I'm going to kind of eye her cautiously. What do you want with me?
What I want with you, it is not with you specifically. It is with your people, those from Mathas. Several things have occurred at the same time. We have seen this prime diaspora, as it is being termed. Many primes have arrived recently through many more portals and conduits and means and ways than previously before. We have this strange malady that is striking us, the Indepts, the Free League here. We are the least constraining of any faction. We are those who are merely not of any other. We force nothing on anybody else, and yet someone has created something within the rules of the lady that inflicts us with this strange malady when we return to Sigil. Even if someone has been here before and been cured, they may still receive the same malady when they arrive again through a portal into Sigil, if they are an Indept. And at the same time, we have reports that there is a hardline, hardhead faction allying with mercy killers.
Face will darken at the mention of that.
She pauses. Speak.
They've recently come to Tyr. Scum, murderers.
So they are on your world.
Nods.
There's something I should tell you. What was your name, sorry? Kriak. I sense your distrust, and I understand. These people, your world, specifically, because of the nature of it, and I think you'll understand when I say this, has been sealed off magically from many other worlds. Portals to and from your land are rare indeed. And yet somehow, at the same time as this increased activity, this strange disease, there has been an increased number of people coming from your land. I believe there may be something tying to your world in relation to this malady.
Wouldn't want anything from my world coming here.
I know not enough about your world to judge that true or not, but I can tell from those who have been here and I have spoken to, or heard talk of, that it is a grim survival.
Magic is death where I come from.
And to be fair, magic is life for everybody else. It sounds like this world you come from is one of the harshest and most testing environments. And it may be that we believe someone may have been to your world and found something dangerous that they are inflicting upon our people.
I'll shrug.
We felt that any clues that we might be able to receive from someone who's come from this world will be valuable. So, if you are open to it, we would ask that we could just sit for a few hours and ask you some simple questions about plants, animals, your the ways you prepare foods, the diseases that are common in your world, anything that may be transmitted between people without contact, such things, just to explore the things that you know about your world that we may be able to call upon. And our good friend Jophiel here and her order of Ilmater, who are looking after those who suffer, it may help us to find where this is coming from. We can cure this. We can take people to Tradegate. We can step outside of Sigil and cure it. But someone has found something that works within the bounds of the lady's power. And she seems to kind of sort of recoil in on herself when she says that.
Is she like a sorcerer queen?
The lady of pain. She is a gargantuan, godlike being that floats around the city and will tear you asunder at the
Again, he'll kind of
look.
snort and probably roll his eyes at that point.
Yeah.
Gods.
You guys know about the Lady of Pain. She is, for anyone watching, this symbol, this image here is the picture of the Lady of Pain. She's
nice of face.
She is a gargantuan creature that floats and does not touch the floor. She has a wreath of blades around her head, and there are lots of arguments about what she is, where she's come from. She looks after Sigil. She is in control of all the portals at her whim. Even though there are subgroups of people who look after portals and catalogue where they come from, she can open and close portals as she wants to. She can also consign people to what are called mazes within the bowels of the city, where they go mad for eternity. And her shadow falling upon you will flay the skin from your body. If you see her, you are 50% likely to be dead, because there's something going on around you that shouldn't be going on. No gods are allowed inside Sigil. They all exist on the plains around you, but no power is allowed within the walls of the city. People such as Jophiel, who are proxies for their gods, are allowed in. The last god that came in, Aoskar, who was the god of portals.
Is this the person talking, or
no? This is kind of. This is
I
me.
was going to say,
This is me talking. Aoskar, who was the last god that kind of came in and tried to take over, was destroyed. Their temple was shattered, which is the shattered temple on the map that you guys have got down there.
Yep.
And their body is now a floating carcass in the astral plane, much like the arm that you saw as you flew through that conduit and you saw on the ship. Those kind of grey, fractured carcasses are dead gods within the astral plane. Gods are real. Gods are there. You can go meet your god. You've probably been somewhere close to.
Probably seen him in a parade.
Yeah.
Waving a
Yay!
flag.
Yay! Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. Okay.
So, well,
Yeah.
that's like when you've said kind of, so like a sorcerer queen then, and there's well, no, because I'll just kind of nudge you and be like, this is as far as you're going. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just be like,
yeah.
probably
fine.
like a sigh of bollocks, thinking I've just traded in one lot of crazy sorcerer rulers for another.
And what this feels to you is like the kind of propaganda and the stories that the Templars tell about sorcerer kings, that they are
all powerful,
and that if they just gaze at you, you will die.
No.
And you've heard all these stories.
He's taken out with a pinch of salt, but it's just thinking, shit, there's another sorcerer queen.
on the other hand, at least it's something familiar.
Very true.
That's true.
Very true. Okay, so the children are away. You've had some ale and some food, and it is getting towards anti-peak, which is midnight. Revelry is going on around you. The barriers, the centaurs, the what are the other ones? The Wemmicks and the satyrs, and then all the other gathered indepts are slowly sort of cheering up, even if they are diseased. And you guys sort of get your stuff together. You are given space within the carnivore area to a small cavern sort of carved in there to sort of hunker down. You're given some blankets and things to rest for the evening.
Nice.
So you can take a long rest.
Woohoo!
Which means you regain all your hit points and all your abilities. And you are fresh for spells, etc. For the next day. And I think that's probably a good place to leave it then for the next time. So
Awesome.
we will continue next time where you guys are waking up inside the Red Lion Inn. You have some options in front of you, and you have to decide what you want to do with some interesting folk from interesting lands. Cool.
Nice.
Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for everyone watching. That was our episode 2 of The Dark of the Cage. Please don't forget to go and check out all of our social media links. They are below. Please also check out our Discord and our Patreon. Everyone who supports us helps to make it a bit better for everybody else, from all the kit and equipment we buy to the games, the dice, all the other things. They also help us to support Diabetes UK, which is a great cause that's close to our hearts. We have a Just Giving link below as well for those who want to contribute separately. Although all our fans aren't in the UK, it is a great cause to support, and we hope you can help us to do that. We thank you, anyone who helps us through Patreon, through our Just Giving. It's absolutely awesome of you guys to support us. We have some giveaways going on. So we've done our first one on Twitter, which is our Salute Special Miniature, the last woman standing. It's a bit hard to see there, but I've put a really good picture on Twitter. Post-apocalyptic. So if you're into Necromunda or Dark Heresy or anything of that kind of thing, Apocalypse World, this is a powerful lady with a gun in one hand and a lizard pet on a chain on the other.
Very cool model.
It's a great model.
Not for sale anywhere.
Not for sale anywhere. And we've got some other giveaways coming up. The guy, some of us went to Salute, gathered up some goodies, and we're going to be giving them away slowly over the next few weeks. So stay tuned. Please go and check out our other shows. We've got Star Trek Morpheus. We've got Vostok's Chance. We've got On the Edge of the Emperor's Light. They're all the ones going on at the moment. So obviously we've got our back catalogue of Flint and Steel!
Oh, you nearly missed it.
Masters and Monsters, the Mage the Ascension game, which was always the tongue twister one. And I was quite pleased with myself when I managed to say it.
Traveller and Zweihander.
Zweihander, go and watch that. Traveller and things before that. The sound's not as good, but we had a lot of fun, so go and watch it anyway. So we're going to have lots of more shows coming. We're going to do some one-shots. We're going to do some two-shots. We're going to do some Star Wars, and we're going to do some other shows as well. We're going to do some unboxings and some playthroughs, hopefully.
Cracking unboxing.
Hopefully. A cracking unboxing.
Oh.
Yes. Also, please don't forget to go and check out the Thornless Rose Kickstarter for the D20 dice bag. Their awesome leather and laser skills are going to give you some amazing stuff to hold all of your role-playing dice in, and it's fantastic. So please go and check that as well. They are friends and sponsors of the channel, and they are Fantata. So, anyway, we will see you in a couple of weeks' time for some more D&D in Planescape with The Dark of the Cage. Until then, bye-bye.